Dear Mr. President, I set me down to send you greetings from my hometown and send you best wishes from all the friends I know in Texas, Alabama, and Ohio, and unaffiliated. I'm an ordinary guy. I work most of my life. Sometime I'll settle down with my kids and wife, and I like to see a movie or take a little drink, and I like being free to say what I think. Sort of runs in the family. My grandpa crossed the ocean for the same reason. Now, I hate Hitler, and I can tell you why. He's caused lots of good folk to suffer and die. He's got a way of shoving folks around. I figure it's about time we slapped him down, give him a dose of his own medicine. Lead poison. Now, Mr. President, we haven't always agreed in the past, I know, but that ain't at all important now. What is important is what we got to do. We got to lick Mr. Hitler, and until we do, other things can wait. In other words, first we got a skunk to skin. War means overtime and higher prices, but we're all willing to make sacrifices. Hell, I'd even stop fighting with my mother-in-law, 'cause we need her too to win the war. Old battle axe. Now, as I think of our great land with its cities and towns and farming land, with so many good people working every day, I know it ain't perfect, but it will be someday. Just give us a little time. This is the reason that I want to fight, not because everything's perfect or everything's right. No, it's just the opposite. I'm fighting because I want a better America and better laws and better homes and jobs and schools and no more Jim Crow and no more rules like you can't ride on this train because you're a Negro. You can't live here because you're a Jew. You can't work here because you're a union man. There's a line keeps running through my head. I think it was something Joe Louis once said. Said there's lots of things wrong, but Hitler won't help them. Now, Mr. President, you're Commander-in-Chief of our armed forces, the ships and the planes and the tanks and the horses. I guess you know best just where I can fight. All I want to be is situated right to do the most damage. I never was one to try and shirk and let the other fellow do all of the work. So when the time comes, I'll be on hand, and I can make good use of these two hands. Quit playing this banjo around with the boys and exchange it for something that makes more noise. So, Mr. President, we got this one big job to do. That's lick Mr. Hitler, and when we're through, let no one else ever take his place to trample down the human race. So what I want is you to give me a gun so we can hurry up and get the job done.
I stood on the station platform and looked at the lonesome track. The train had gone around the curve, the train that might never come back. For it carried my soldier sweetheart away, the one I loved so true. My heart was sad, but I did not weep. I thought of the work to do. Joe had gone to the fighting front, and he left his job behind. Now I must step into his place on the long assembly line. I said I learned to build a ship, I learned to build a plane. For the faster we speed this belt line, girls, the quicker our boys return. If you think that danger is far away and cannot reach our shore, go ask the wives of MacArthur's men, they'll tell you about this war. Go ask the widows of the Pearl Harbor boys, our heroines brave and fine. You'll find them at work in the training schools and on the assembly line. If 1,000 men leave 1,000 jobs to go and fight the foe, our factory wheels would slacken their speed and the belts would move too slow. But when 1,000 hard-working girls step in and take a hand, out roll the tanks and the planes and guns, and there's freedom in the land.
Now I wished I had a bushel, wished I had a peck, wished I had old Hitler with a rope around his neck.
Hey, round, round, Hitler's grave, round, round we go. Gonna lay that poor boy down, he won't get up no more.
Mussolini won't last long, tell you the reason why. We're gonna salt his beef and hang it up to dry.
Hey, round, round, Hitler's grave, round, round we go. Gonna lay that poor boy down, he won't get up no more.
The German army general staff, I guess they missed connection. Went 100 miles a day, but in the wrong direction.
Hey, round, round, Hitler's grave, round, round we go. Gonna lay that poor boy down, he won't get up no more.
I'm going to Berlin, to Mr. Hitler's town. I'm gonna take my 44 and blow his playhouse down.
Hey, round, round, Hitler's grave, round, round we go. Gonna lay that poor boy down, he won't get up no more.
Now Hitler went to Russia in search of Russian oil, but the only oil he'll find there's a pot in which he'll boil.
Hey, round, round, Hitler's grave, round, round we go. Gonna lay that poor boy down, he won't get up no more.
Now Mr. Hitler's traveling mighty fast, but he's on a one-way track. Started down that Moscow road, but now he's coming back.
Hey, round, round, Hitler's grave, round, round we go. Gonna lay that poor boy down, he won't get up no more. Hey, round, round, Hitler's grave, round, round we go. Gonna lay that poor boy down, he won't get up no more.
Stood a house upon the hill,
Hullabaloo-balay, hullabaloo-balay,
and in this house 8 men did dwell.
hullabaloo-balay.
One stood up and shook his fist,
Hullabaloo-balay, hullabaloo-balay,
I'll get stronger than the rest.
hullabaloo-balay.
First began to cheat and steal,
Hullabaloo-balay, hullabaloo-balay,
he then set fire to their fields.
hullabaloo-balay.
They turned their heads and let him be,
Hullabaloo-balay, hullabaloo-balay,
so then he upped and murdered 3.
hullabaloo-balay.
Made no difference where he stood,
Hullabaloo-balay, hullabaloo-balay,
he left a footprint red with blood.
hullabaloo-balay.
He murdered 3 and wanted more.
Hullabaloo-balay, hullabaloo-balay,
He turned upon the other 4.
hullabaloo-balay.
But when this murder he did try,
Hullabaloo-balay, hullabaloo-balay,
he found them standing side by side.
hullabaloo-balay.
Side by side they fought that day.
Hullabaloo ballet, hullabaloo ballet, they left his bones to rot away. Hullabaloo ballet.
This is the ending of my song.
Hullabaloo ballet, hullabaloo ballet.
One was weak but four were strong.
Hullabaloo ballet.
It's gonna take everybody to win this war. The butcher and the baker and the clerk in the store. The guys who sail the ships and the guys who run the trains. And the farmer raising wheat upon the Kansas plain.
The butcher, the baker, the tinker and the tailor will all work behind the soldier and the sailor. We're working in the cities, we're working in the woods, and we'll all work together to deliver the goods.
Now me and my boss, we never did agree. If the thing helped him, then it didn't help me. But when a burglar tries to bust into your house, you stop fighting with the landlord and throw him out.
The butcher, the baker, the tinker and the tailor will all work behind the soldier and the sailor. We're working in the cities, we're working in the woods, and we'll all work together to deliver the goods.
I got a new job and I'm working overtime, turning out tanks on the assembly line. Got to crank up the factories like the president said. Damn the torpedoes, full speed ahead.
The butcher, the baker, the tinker and the tailor will all work behind the soldier and the sailor. We're working in the cities, we're working in the woods, and we'll all work together to deliver the goods.
I bet this tank will look mighty fine, punching holes in Mr. Hitler's line. And if Adolf wakes up after the raid, he'll find every piece of shrapnel says USA.
The butcher, the baker, the tinker and the tailor will all work behind the soldier and the sailor. We're working in the cities, we're working in the woods, and we'll all work together to deliver the goods.
From New York City to Frisco Bay, we're speeding up production every day. And every time a wheel goes round, it carries Mr. Hitler to the burying ground.
The butcher, the baker, the tinker and the tailor will all work behind the soldier and the sailor. We're working in the cities, we're working in the woods, and we'll all work together to deliver the goods. The butcher, the baker, the tinker and the tailor will all work behind the soldier and the sailor. We're working in the cities, we're working in the woods, and we'll all work together to deliver the goods.
Have you heard of a ship called the good Reuben James, manned by hard-fighting men, both of honor and fame? She flew the stars and stripes of the land of the free, but tonight she's in her grave at the bottom of the sea.
Tell me what were their names, tell me what were their names. Did you have a friend on the good Reuben James? What were their names? Tell me what were their names? Did you have a friend on the good Reuben James?
100 men were drowned in that dark watery grave. When that good ship went down, only 44 were saved. 'Twas the last day of October, we saved the 44 from the cold icy waters off that cold Iceland shore.
Tell me what were their names, tell me what were their names. Did you have a friend on the good Reuben James? What were their names, tell me what were their names. Did you have a friend on the good Reuben James?
It was there in the dark of that uncertain night that we watched for the U-boats and waited for a fight. Then a whine and a rock and a great explosion roared, and they laid the Reuben James on that cold ocean floor.
Tell me what were their names, tell me what were their names. Did you have a friend on the good Reuben James? What were their names, tell me what were their names. Did you have a friend on the good Reuben James?
Now tonight there are lights in our country so bright. In the farms and in the cities they're telling of the fight. And now our mighty battleships will steam the bounding main and remember the name of that good Reuben James.
Tell me what were their names, tell me what were their names. Did you have a friend on the good Reuben James? What were their names, tell me what were their names. Did you have a friend on the good Reuben James?